We are going to be tying our first fly lesson for the day. It's going to be a griffith gnat. One of the easiest dry flies, works real well. Represents a whole cluster of gnats, not just one fly like usually we tie. We have a size 16 hook to tie the griffith gnat. You can tie them in 18. Tie them in 18 or size 20s. I'd say 16 or pretty much smaller. Okay, so the first step whenever you tie a fly is to wrap the line. Start there. Then you have a tag end that you held onto when you started wrapping the line. Cut that off. So take your line all the way back to the end of the straight part of the hook before the bend. And we can leave it there. Now, if you were tying a bead on or something, you'd run it back up to the eyelet to start tying in with lead or whatever. Usually on dry flies, you tie tail in, then the wing in, so you always go to the back. Head cement it, let it dry. While you're doing that, you can pick out. I got you need some peacock feathers, which you can go chase down a peacock get, or you can buy at many fly shops. Thing is, with these peacock, see that little white part right there, right here? That white part you don't want. You just clip that off and then tie it in. So there's no white part. Then you tie that in. And then you have to insert. I got grizzly hackle, just so no. Mini hackle you can buy. This one's getting kind of picked through, but I think I can still find a small one for this gnat. You don't need much hackle for a gnat. You're gonna like wrap it kind of if you're making a rib. If you ever seen dry fly or fly or mosquito, they have ribbing on it around the body of the fly itself. Well, that ribbing is what you're going to represent. You kind of want it to stay the same distance between each wrap around the hook. And after we get both them tied on, we're going to cement it again. I'm going to let that dry for a couple minutes. I recommend that everybody have a griffith gnat with them when they go fishing. If you can't figure out what they're hitting on, a lot of times you can put a griffith gnat on and they'll bite on that. They actually eat the clump or a group of the actual gnats, fly around, and when they hit the water, they kind of like lay on top of the water in a group, or like a little, like 8 or 9 of them in a little cluster. And that's what this griffith gnat represents. And the reason we tie it so small, because gnats are really teeny. Okay, and you start wrapping this around the shank all the way back up to the eyelet. As you can see, it's going wrapping around, wrapping around. Then you tie that off. I kind of put the peacock in front, towards the front of the hook, and wrap it around, and then clip it off. And you need one, like I said, these many different kinds, these hackle pliers. And you grab the end of the, I recommend you just try a bunch of different ones if you don't know what kind you like yet. If you're just starting, try different ones out, get one, and then maybe 2 different kinds and try it out. As you see, wrapping this around, we're going to have to trim these, which is fine. We're going to have to trim this hackle back. It's way too large for this fly. And again, I'm going to pull it towards the front, wrap it. Here's a technique I like to do. I pull the feathers back so you can see the eyelets stick out. Wrap a couple thread wraps there. Okay, now at this time, we're going to finish this off and head cement it, and then we'll trim it after we tie it off. Which takes a little device, kind of, it looks like this. That's a whip finisher. Stick it in the line, no groove, turn it, spin it, wrap it a couple times. And whip finisher all come with, when you buy them, all come with directions to tell you exactly how to do them. Gotta use it. Maybe if you want, ask me. I'll do a whole little tape on how to use your whip finisher. If you buy one, you want me to just post on one of my sites. Tell me you want instructions on the whip finisher, and I'll make them up for you. Now you can see we could turn the fly many different directions. That hackle was way too big, so we just come along here, trim it off. They have a little teeny griffith gnats. Represent a little bug cluster.